I'm Norm Blagman, and I am the Contemporary Praise and Worship Director. We are at First Covenant Church, which is downtown Minneapolis at 810 South 7th Street, right next to the Metrodome. And this church has been here 135 years. This homeless shelter works in coordination with Salvation Army. And so what First Covenant has done is opened up their fellowship hall to Salvation Army to allow 50 of their people to stay here. And my job is to to get people to bring meals, to serve to 50 guests, and to create an atmosphere that's safe and clean and a place where they can actually rest their heads. Well, the homeless shelter functions as, it's kind of like a satellite of Salvation Army Harbor Lights. There's two people who are hired by Salvation Army that check them in each evening at 6 o'clock when they come in. They're on a tally sheet, mark them off as here, and they all get mats that are set up in the far end of the room, and they're all allotted a mat where they'll sleep. They'll lay their things down, they'll come sit here. By that time I have my volunteers here, we're preparing a meal, and then at 6:30, once the majority are checked in, we start to serve the meal. Once the meal is served, then we're able to go out and kind of fellowship and sit and talk with them, spend some time with them. We have a lot of people that are here that are actually working poor, which means that they have jobs, but they're menial jobs. They're not jobs that barely making minimum wage, so they don't have enough money to actually have an apartment or a place of their own. So they work, then they come here. This is kind of a safe respite because it's not a big mega shelter like Harbor Lights over behind the Target Center. Here is a place where they can come and find a place to rest their head. So we have working poor. We also have people who are mentally ill. We have people also who are chemically dependent. And so as long as they're in the Salvation Army program and they're moving forward and getting themselves into sobriety or getting themselves moving forward to self-sufficiency, then they're able to stay in a place like this. There are a number of ways that folks can help. Like I said, was saying earlier, is that we have a food service ministry where I have civic organizations, small groups, women's groups, prayer teams, different organizations and different groups that'll pool their resources, purchase a meal to prepare and bring down here. We have a commercial kitchen here, so they can either prepare the meal here and serve it, or they can prepare it at home, and they all bring it down and they all kind of finish off the meal and serve it here also. Another way is being able to come down and just sit with people, talk with folks, bring a chessboard or checkers or cards and sit and play a game with some folks, just so that they feel like human beings. They feel like God's children and not transients that are walking the street. I have found that I've had groups that have brought their children down, and their children will bring their games, Candyland and different games like that, and play with the residents here and talk with them and actually serve them drinks and things like that. And it's been amazing how children have a way of breaking down the walls that we adults build up to protect ourselves and to put our faces on. Kids have a way of being able to just tear that down, and I have found that it's just been, I'm even getting goosebumps talking about it. It just creates this incredible atmosphere of life and fun, and people feel like they're human beings. Another way is we're always in need of things like caps, gloves, underwear, t-shirts, clothes, coats, those kind of things, scarves, so that when they're out there in the elements all day long, that they at least are layered up and protected to some degree. And with the season that we're having so far, winter-wise, it's really important that those things, and the beauty is that a lot of folks have brought down a lot of things to be able to take care of folks, which has really been wonderful. My biggest prayer request is that folks would see that there is life, and that you don't have to live the American dream to be happy, that you can actually have a decent job, have a small apartment and still be happy. And so I think that a lot of what I've experienced here is that a lot of folks, they struggle with trying to live the American dream. and with the reality of whatever their challenges. It's easy to get deterred and discouraged and to give up. And so my biggest thing here is really wanting to, in a nutshell, offer hope. So if people would pray that the Lord's Spirit would just infuse hope into people, because you'll find that the folks that are here, there's a lot of hopelessness. And if there was some way that, we could infuse. And I think that when people come down and just touch other people, you can instill hope into folks. And that's the thing I think we need more than anything else.